Very good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, the 5th of November 2022. I'm Chris. You're watching Real Talk. Good morning. I'm trying to get back into the lives, trying to get back into YouTube. Slowly but surely, I am coming back. I do get a lot of questions. Ask me, Chris, where are you? Where are you? I'm here. Don't worry. I've just got a lot on. So I'm slowly coming back. So I want to talk about vape, and more in particular, disposable vape pens today. These in particular. There are a few different brands out, but for the sake of argument's sake, we're going to talk about the Elf Bar. Now, I've been vaping, as many of you may know, for the best part of 8 years. It has stopped me from smoking. I don't smoke anymore. Arguably, the best way to stop smoking is by using vape. The other best way from doing it is to just go cold turkey. But in all fairness, nicotine isn't a bad chemical. Just getting that stimulant through cigarettes is the best. Is the worst way of getting it. So vape is a good substitute. It isn't 100% safe. It still comes with its risks, but it is safer than smoking, and it is the best way to stop smoking if you want to stop. Now, I've always used the mods with tanks, various different brands, you know, the ones where you fill up the top. Hi from Glasgow, buddy, Sean Maxwell, good morning. Now, I've always used the bigger vape devices, ones where you put the 18650 batteries in, you charge it up, you fill up the tank, you change the coils. There can be a lot of hassle involved in doing that. However, lately, over the last year or so, I've started seeing these pop up, these disposable vape pens. And I've got a few issues with these. I do use them, but here are my issues with them. Firstly, there is a battery in those. As small as it may be, there's still a battery in it. If you see the light up, there's a little blue light on it. When you throw that away, what happens to that battery? I mean, I see these and the packets and wrappers for these all over the floor. Are these recyclable? It's plastic and some kind of silicone on the outside. There's a battery in there. There is cotton in there. There is a small coil in there of sorts to heat up the e-liquid that is in there. What happens to this when you're finished with it? Can it be recycled, or does it just go to landfill? That's one thing that gets me. Secondly, it's very misleading on these things because it says on here 2% nicotine, or not 2%, it's just 2% nicotine. What they don't tell you is that 2% on here equates to 20 milligrams of nicotine. 20 milligrams. Let that sink in. 20 milligrams of nicotine is a lot. When I'm vaping my big devices, I only use 3 milligrams of nicotine. I had a good question there from Sean Maxwell. Are you allowed to smoke when on the bus? You see hundreds of people smoking them in the bus in Glasgow and in some pubs. Now, you're not allowed to use them on public transport in London. You're not allowed to vape on... it's the same rules for smoking apply to vaping in enclosed areas. So you're not allowed to use these on public transport. Drivers, big no-no, do not vape when driving. As for pubs, I would assume, the same rules apply as what smoking would apply. So if you want to smoke, go into the beer garden if your pub has a beer garden. So 20 milligrams is a lot of nicotine. And not only that, is these flavors are delicious. I mean, this is cherry and it tastes like cherry drops. It's like yesterday, I finished one that was melon and pineapple, but despite the melon, it tasted like pina colada. Delicious flavors. And there lies in yet another problem. You see, I see children. The Coca-Cola one, says Sean Maxwell. I see children with these. Children. Now, shops that sell these, I'm assuming, and I can only assume, have to have rules and boundaries, like Challenge 21 or Think 25, whatever it is. If you look younger than those ages, you need to ask for ID. I think you need to have a license to sell them, much like you need a license to sell tobacco. So why is it I'm seeing children with these? I'm pretty sure parents are not buying them for their children. And shop owners, you are the problem. Because these kids are going into these shops, into your shops, shop owners, giving you £10 for two, which is usually the running deal on this brand in particular. And because you're seeing it as a good source of revenue, because these things are cheap wholesale, they are so cheap on wholesale, because you're seeing it as a good revenue income, you're selling these to children. And I see children outside on the street with these in school uniform. Realistically, when it comes to children, I see children using these, and I think the same as I would see a child with a cigarette. It makes me sick. These are not for people to start using because they like the flavors. These are a tool to help people to stop smoking. That's what they're for. They are an alternative to cigarettes. They are to help people stop smoking cigarettes. And I see children with these because they are so tasty. And children are getting hooked on 20 milligrams of nicotine. So what happens is, when they get bored of all the flavors, they might think, do you know what? Sod it, I'm just going to try a cigarette. And the reverse is happening. I'm seeing it. Kids are going from these to cigarettes. What is happening with the world? So these things, are they a good idea or are they a bad idea? Let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me your thoughts and opinions on vaping, please. Tell me your thoughts and opinions on these in particular. And tell me whether you think if cigarettes were invented now, in 2022, do you feel it would be allowed to be sold, or do you think it would be completely banned and made an illegal substance? Let me know in the comment section down below. I wish you all have a wonderful day. Don't get burnt by sparklers. If you're going to see fireworks, be careful near bonfires. I love you all. Thank you very much. Mwah.